Hey everyone, I have a very exciting show for you today. Actually, we are recording this on Christmas Eve, but I'm going to publish this Christmas Day because you know what? Fridays are for RoofStock, where we go ahead and we just pick a market and we talk about it. And just so you know, this time we are doing Jacksonville, Florida, because one of our subscribers said, "Hey, can you do Jacksonville?" So if you want Emil and I to talk about a market, make sure you leave a comment below. He checks the comments. And also realize that we only do one a week. So if we get a list of 50, it's going to take us a while. So Emil, how you doing, man?
I'm great. What an awesome Christmas gift we get to put out there.
Exactly. Again, we get to talk about real estate, talk about investing, talk about understanding your market. Do the work, man. Just do the work, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're doing Jacksonville, Florida. Where do you want to start? And I'll just respond like I always do.
Cool. All right. So, in addition to people leaving comments about cities they'd like us to cover on future episodes, if there's any stats that we're not covering that you would like to know about, just let me know. I'm following like the same rubric and listing off those stats. But if there's anything you guys want me to include, let us know in the comments, and I'll try to compile that as well on future interviews.
Yeah, and just one more thing, folks. Remember, if you want to check out markets, you need or should become a member of RoofStock, even if it's just to check out other markets, learn your numbers. And if you do that, use the link below, because if you end up buying something, you get $1,000 back. I think it's a gift card or something. So hey, $1,000 sounds like a lot of Christmas presents to me. So A, register just so you can check out the site, check out the numbers. But B, if you do buy something, might as well get $1,000 back. Sorry about that, Emil.
No. Great plug.
Cool.
Okay. So the MSA name is actually just Jacksonville as well. And we'll start off with some population stats. So Jacksonville, the greater MSA population for Jacksonville is 1.56 million.
Oh, wow. Much bigger than I expected.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that puts it at number 40 on the top MSAs across the country.
1.5 million. Wow. I did not expect that. Okay.
And what's interesting is the city population is 911,000, which puts it at the number 12 most populous city. So big jump from
Wow.
MSA to city. Yeah.
I had no idea. See, I learned something too. That's,
Yeah.
that's, so again, we don't know, but I'm going to guess Jacksonville has got to be in the top two or probably top three cities in Florida, right? Miami's probably bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe Fort Lauderdale.
Or maybe Orlando, Miami,
Yeah,
Orlando, and
not
Jacksonville are
Orlando.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, again, I don't know, guys. I'm just guessing. I'm just reacting to the data. But yeah, Jacksonville, 900,000 people in the city. That's a nice mix of. I mean, just like when I talk about Fresno, right? For me, 500,000 was a number. This one's 900. You got a lot of mix. You got a lot of mix of economy there. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen these like top 10 lists popping up all over the place
Yeah.
of like uh, the top places people are moving during the pandemic. And Jacksonville seems to be one that keeps popping up on those top 10 lists, along with cities like Raleigh and Denver and Charleston. So Jacksonville seems to be a place where people
Hmm.
are moving during this pandemic.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, the MSA population growth. So since 2010, growth has been 16%.
Wow. That's more than
Pretty
normal.
large.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
16% is big.
so that's like 800,000 to, yeah, 960. Yeah. So that'd be 20. So it's like 820 to 960. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 911
Or 911.
is
Okay.
the yeah, population stat. So the city, so that was the MSA population has grown 16%. The city population has grown a total of 11% since 2010. So also seeing
Okay.
double-digit growth.
Yeah. So double digit growth, but a lot of this is well, not a lot of it. Some of it's outside the city. Okay.
Right.
I would probably expect that. Okay.
Yep. Our median household income in Jacksonville is $65,880, and that was back in 2019.
65K. All right.
Yep.
Let's see what the average price is.
Yes. So average median square foot home price, according to Zillow, as of October 2020, was $207,000.
Wow. That's a very affordable market. You make 65 grand a year. You have an interest rate below 3%. You are going to have a very easy qualification process.
Yep. So still an affordable city,
Oh
which is
yeah,
actually something.
shit, very affordable. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's not affordable, man. That's very affordable.
Yeah. Coming from two California
Yeah,
guys,
that's
very affordable.
crazy.
So yeah, median household income 65,880, median single family home price 207. The number of units of housing stock is right around 669,000.
And again, we think housing stock meant single family.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, this is single family housing stock.
So again, that's the city or the MSA. I just want to make sure must be the city
I think it's the city.
because you got
Correct.
911,000 people, 600,000 units.
Right.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if that makes sense.
It, I
Might be
need
the
to.
MSA.
It might
I
be
would
the.
check that for the next one. It's probably the MSA because again, right? You do 911,000. You figure 4 people per family. That's 200,000 homes. So that math doesn't work. So it's got to be the MSA.
Yeah, I need to. So this is coming from John Burns' data, and
Yeah,
so
that's
in
fine.
his data, it'll just say Jacksonville. I don't think he specifies MSA or city.
It's always MSA. He will always
Okay.
talk MSA. So that's the
Okay.
MSA. Okay.
There you go. So MSA. And 30% of that is renter occupied.
See, that's an affordable market, folks. That's the number I was waiting for. I forget what market we were talking about. It was in Alabama.
Indianapolis
No, it was
or
50, remember 50
Birmingham.
50? Birmingham was 50 50,
Right.
right?
Right.
This one
Yep.
is 70 30.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Fresno was when I started, 70 30. And then, oh, by the way, prices went up. And again, this is what's coming. Prices went up and then it switched. It went to like 60 40 and 50 50 renter versus owner because watch affordability, right? If the income's 65K and the average home is 207 or 211 or what the hell it was, and suddenly it goes to 300, a lot less people can afford it. And then rents will go up and people will be renters. So that's the number I was looking for. That's even higher than I expected. 70 30 owner versus renter. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised by that as well. So single family permits, so permits to build new single family homes in 2020 is about 12,000 according to John Burns is their estimate.
Yeah, so that's nothing. I mean, you can lose 12,000 to freaking fire and, hurricanes or whatever the hell they have in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Right, right. That's an important point. So Jacksonville was the first place I bought a rental property.
Yeah.
And for people who are considering Jacksonville, one of the things to think about is your insurance because of hurricanes and all those natural disasters.
Mm-hmm.
Your insurance costs a little bit higher. So, as you're figuring out all these things and looking at different markets, these are the different things you have to take into account, right? Like what are the local property taxes? What are insurance? So
Learn
not
your
all
market, do the
markets.
work.
Exactly. All part of it. So that 12,000 is up 4% year over year.
Okay. So that's like,
Burns.
that's like 11. That's like 11.5 to 12 is like nothing. Okay.
Okay, so home price and rent stats. So we touched on median single family home price, 207,000. Median single family rent, according to John Burns, 1,416 for 2020.
Okay. So you're buying a home for, call it 200, you're getting 1,400. Even if you're paying median and getting that, well, at sub 3%, that cash flows. I'm just doing that in my head, right? Actually, I don't know insurance and stuff, so I shouldn't speak. I don't know what insurance costs are and taxes. But in the end, you can make those numbers work. And then if you get a deal, right, you pay 195 instead of 207 and you get 1450 versus 1400. I mean, I could see why Jacksonville would work, but again, do the math, do your work, learn your market. Don't take my word for it because I've never bought a damn thing in Jacksonville, never bought a damn thing in Florida. I'm just look at real estate all the time. So do the work.
Yep, absolutely. So, like many cities in Florida, the home price appreciation has been on a torrid pace over the last 12 months. 8.9% home price appreciation.
I actually would have guessed double digits, but that probably really what that means to me is I think a lot of that probably came in the last 6 months, right? The beginning. Florida's actually more sleepy than most people realize. But what I'm seeing is that population increase is really starting to pick up. Specifically, it'll focus on Miami first and maybe Fort Lauderdale second, but it'll eventually get to Jacksonville. Florida's gonna, Florida, no state taxes, very friendly. I mean, shoot, when you have Blackstone looking at buying places and JP Morgan moving their bankers there, yeah, you could expect Florida to see some, and also that'll raise incomes too, right? Now those people, they're going to Miami, but again, that's just the start, right? When Miami gets too expensive, they'll go somewhere else.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so year over year rent growth. I mentioned a median rent is about little north of 1,400. So year over year rent growth has been 4.4%.
That's pretty healthy for rent.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
healthy. Single family gross yield, according to John Burns, 8.4% for 2020.
Yeah. So again, folks, if you're taking my course, that's, again, you need to validate your own data, but that's what I talk about. Everything becomes a yield. So if the average yield in Jacksonville is 8%, your job, if you're one of my students, is to go find 9 or 10%, right? We only do good or great deals if you do the work and you follow my course. Validate 8% average, and then let's go get 9s and 10s.
Yep, definitely. And so this is even just gross yield, not even, what you teach, I think, which is cash on cash yield, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So home occupancy rate, 94.5%. I think when we talked about Indianapolis, it was right around 94, 95 as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
that makes
Alabama
sense.
was a little bit less.
Yeah, I think Alabama's a little less. And again, that's to be expected, right? You don't have vacant homes just everywhere. Jackson, it's not like like Phoenix, where you may have snowbirds that come and go, right? Where they're like they live in Canada part of the year and then they come to Phoenix and they go back to Canada. At least not that I'm aware of in Jacksonville. Again, folks never bought anything there, never did the work. I'm just rattling off things that I think. Do the work.
Yes. Yes. I love that you're talking about that message more, because it's, a lot of times I'm sure people ask you, what do you think, or want you to kind of give your opinion. And it's like, how can I tell you I haven't?
Yeah, I haven't done the work. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Fresno, but
Yeah, exactly.
all these other places, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Don't know the work. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, let's rattle off now with employment stats, like some of the qualitative stuff.
Okay.
So employment stats, Jacksonville has one of the largest advanced manufacturing regions in Florida. It's the logistics center of America. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
And is known as a global banking and finance powerhouse. And it's home to one of the 3 Mayo clinics in the United States.
Interesting. Well, it makes sense. Jacksonville is much bigger than I thought, right? 1.5 or 1.6 in the MSA, 900 in the city. That's, that's that. And again, it's in Florida, which has all the kind of migration coming from New York and California. Yeah, I think there's big things ahead. Okay, that makes sense. And 207 grand for a median. My God, that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, if people ask us for some of maybe like more of these tertiary cities like Dayton or one of those, the median gets so low, it's crazy. They're not as, it's not as populous as a Jacksonville, as diverse as a Jacksonville. So all those things you have to take into account.
Yep.
All right. Fortune 500 companies in Jacksonville include CSX Corporation, Fidelity National Finance, Fidelity National Information Services, and Southeastern Grocers.
Okay.
Major employers with headquarters in Jacksonville include Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, Vision Care, Gate Petroleum, Miller Electric Company, McKesson, and PGA Tour.
Yeah. Again, what I'm hearing in all of this is big employers, growth. Again, right? I just did on my daily financial show this morning talking about Oracle going from California to Texas, saving 30%. Again, the same math could be California to Florida. And these are what big financial institutions are doing. They're eventually going to decide, you know what? Do we hire another New York person where we got to pay him X times 2, or do we put him in Florida for X times a half? So I think there's going to be some interesting decisions the next decade.
Yeah. Did you see that proposal by California trying to tax people who are leaving
for
the
a
state?
decade? I did.
Insane. I hope that's dead.
It got denied.
Arrival,
it got denied yesterday. Yeah.
Crazy. Instead of fixing the problem, it's like, how do we just tax people more?
Exactly. Well, that's California.
Yeah. All right. So rental market stats. So the median rent in Jacksonville City is $1,350 per month.
Okay.
Versus the metro area is $1,509.
Okay.
So to be expected, the suburbs probably driving that up with single family homes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then speaking of affordability, so according to Kiplinger, Jacksonville has an affordability index of 3 out of 10, meaning the metro area is one of the more affordable places to own a home in the US, like you were talking about.
Yeah. So again, folks, this is not Mike Zuber's affordability index. Remember, my index goes from 0 to 100, and it's produced by California Association of Realtors. This 3 out of 10 is an entirely different index, but basically the lower the score, the more affordable it is here. So it's going to be, it's just math, just logically speaking, it's got to be one of the more affordable. I mean, almost 1 million people. That's pretty impressive.
Yep. I think for comparison, I was looking at some of the other cities. Denver was a 9 out of 10, for example.
Just exactly. That's what and San Francisco's got to be a 12 out of 10 or something.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's finish it up with some quality of life stuff. So Jacksonville has the largest urban park system in the US, with more than 450 city parks spanning more than 80,000 acres. So
outdoor
diverse.
living. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And Jacksonville is also home to Florida's youngest population. So that was an interesting stat.
That's an important one, right?
Yeah.
We talk about millennials and all of that in Indy, right? So that's now, does it say an average age? Because it still could be 72.
Right. Yeah. Because
it'd just be the lowest 70.
Exactly. Yeah. Florida is the stereotype is, a lot of people going there to retire. I don't know the number, but I was able to pull that.
Okay. That fact. Youngest city. Okay. That's still something. Okay.
Yeah. It could be like 63 and then, 64 or whatever it is. But
yeah, I would guess it's in the 40s where I think Indianapolis was like 31 or something. So, but anyways, it's okay. That's still a good data for Florida.
Yep. So that's all I pulled together. So again, just, if anyone wants more stats or interesting tidbits that you think I should be pulling, let us know in the comments and we'll start pulling those future episodes.
There you go. So 3 things, folks. First and foremost, if you follow my channel and you're really just trying to research markets, you should probably use the link below, sign up so you can poke around and look at other houses. Again, do the math, do the numbers, do the work. Don't just buy something because it's blue or purple. That's not okay. So use the link below, because if you buy something, you get $1,000. Then 2, if you want us to look at another city, leave a comment below. And then 3, happy holidays. People are going to be watching this on Christmas. So Emil, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff.
Same to you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
All right.